What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Chaos. My name is VladTheTech, and today we're playing some more of the Guilty Parade, also known as Vlad Reads Things Horribly. Now, last time, we met a cook with a very peculiar way of cooking things. Also, we were looking for cigarettes. I forgot where we were supposed to be looking for them at. Look for a pack of cigarettes in the male dormitory. Dios mío, Batman. Okay, I'm assuming this is the male dormitory. The ill-fated pack of cigarettes should be somewhere around here. Indeed. Before I start looking for it, I notice a ground tier bed that was closest to me. There was a note on the bed cover saying capital black letters, Nemo's bed. Had they already provided me with the place to stay? I started my search for the last pack of cigarettes first. I look on the floor, then I looked under the beds. Desk and beside cabinets. Nothing. I didn't dare to look inside the cabinets or check under the sheet of people's beds. So I just cast my eyes over the room. Perhaps I would notice something. One of the walls had lots of stickers attached to it like, I don't eat beans before bed. This is Wolfgang's bed. Read the diary. And others in the same fashion. However, what impressed me most was the canvases with paintbrushes. Canvases with paintbrushes. Oh, these over here, I see. I sat on my new bed, lowered my head, and started thinking. What should I do about the pack of cigarettes now? Should I confess that I couldn't find them? I doubt Helga will be angry with me. Oh, maybe. Well. Has Mr. Nemo finally got to his espionage activities? The sudden sound of humans' voices. The sudden sound of humans' voice. Who's human? Who is human? Made me abruptly raise my head and stand up. Why did I do that if I already know that the soldier was interrogating me who had entered the... Ah! You. I was watching you this whole time. You fucking creep. So what? So your spying days are over. You were exposed. What were you doing with my bed? It says Nemo's bed? Nothing. I was looking for Helga's pack of cigarettes. The soldier's eyelids narrowed and he approached the bed, which was above mine. He put on a face mask, cast away the blanket, and extremely carefully ran his gloves over the bed sheets. You were hiding them this whole time. He was examining the bed thoroughly for a long time. I was standing behind him and could practically feel his concentration while he was glancing at me every now and again. Soon I got fed up with that. Why in the world was he so distrustful? Whatever. Look, I didn't do anything like that. There's no reason for me to harm you. I don't want to antagonize you guys. The soldier stopped his search, made up his bed, and then slowly turned to me. A good spy always... Oh wait, sorry, he's wearing a mask. A good spy always gets a toast to You know, he does have a good point there. He was right about it. But the stubbornness and persistence started to irritate me. I felt guilty. I really don't plan to do that. I just want to find the cigarettes to be able to go to get the bed linen. I believe you, but why were you sneaking around my bed? Because you might have hidden them. Seems like my bed is right beneath yours. I pointed at the note lying on the blanket. My partner in conversation took it in his hands, read it carefully, examined it from all sides, and taking his mask off, he sniffed it. Oliver. It was a mystery to me how exactly he had worked out who the author of the note was. Was the handwriting, the smell, or all of the above? If it was really written by Oliver, and then the soldier who finds everything suspicious could make for a pretty good detective. Just don't think I believe everything you said, Mr. Nemo. You're too suspicious, especially your actions. Fine, just stop calling me Mr. Nemo. Just Nemo would be better. And what's your name? The soldier kept quiet for a while, eyeing me carefully. Yakov! Kreutzfeldt Yakov, the mad cow himself. My name is Yakov. You would find it. You would find that out from someone either way. Yakov, have you seen a pack of cigarettes here by any chance? Okay. Yakov, have you seen a pack of cigarettes here by any chance? Helga asked me to bring it to her. I saw only the wrapping. I found it under your bed, although back then it was still mine. I don't think the things inside were cigarettes. Most likely someone wanted me to think that those were cigarettes. That person made a mistake. They thought I'd want to check its contents and open the pack, but I don't act in such a predictable way. It either contains highly volatile poison or a bomb that will be triggered once you pull the lid. You suffer from paranoia, don't you? Fools. I'm surrounded by fools. And what did you do? Do you want to know? Really? I sneaked into Elias's pocket when he was changing here. Soon I will learn what was inside it. You're a moron. I couldn't really understand whether Yakov was joking or talking seriously. But he is your comrade. You are fighting alongside with each other. How can you risk his life? Meet Shield, obviously. Oh, come on, he is a strategist. We're not fighting side by side. He's blind. So he is the only one who wouldn't notice my manipulations. And he has nothing to lose. He can't see anyway. I can feel anger welling up inside me. With this kind of attitude, there's no wonder you don't trust people because of yourself. With this kind of attitude, there is no wonder you don't trust people because you yourself act as a real traitor. I ran out of the room without waiting for Yakov to respond. What would I not give to forget the surprised look on his face after my out-of-control rant? Maybe I stepped over the line. I think you did. Hey, what's with getting a few of your comrades killed, anyways? Maybe he wasn't serious. At that moment, I knew only one thing. I needed to find Elias to make sure he was fine. Elias! Oh, Elias! I still haven't found that yet. Hey, Elias wouldn't be in here. Okay, no, he wouldn't be, apparently. Elias! Elias is not there. Oh, fantastic. Okay, I don't want to... I shouldn't have gone back in there. Okay. I opened the door and quietly entered the room. Okay, I found it. Hey. You look like the other guy. The soldier was sitting among the boxes. He was surrounded by paint pots. Is the painter blind? Right? In his right hand, he was holding a smudgy brush, and there was a canvas on his knees. When I approached him, he lifted his head and looked right in front of himself. I couldn't see his eyes behind the long locks of hair. The soldier lowered his head as if he was listening to my every move closely. Who is there? Hans? I could tell right away that he was blind. Oh gee, what gave it away? That meant it was Elias. I'm Nemo. I was interrogated today. Perhaps you've heard about that? Your commander said that I will live with you for some time while he is trying to investigate. Good afternoon, Nemo. Yakov told me about you not so long ago. I'm Elias. I'm very glad to meet you, too. I'm not so glad to meet Yakov, apparently. Elias didn't say another word. He dipped his brush into the paint and started moving it on the canvas. His face seemed emotionless, and it looked like he was watching from the corner of his eyes, which showed from underneath his hair. How could he paint if he couldn't see anything? Well, some blind people don't start off blind. Sometimes they go blind later in life. Just saying, that could happen. I walked up closer to Elias, and he sensed it and became tense. He was watching me, not with his eyes, but with his skin. At least that was what it felt like. May I have a look at your painting? No! Elias tilted the painting towards himself to block it from my view. He was outright frightened. If you don't want to show it, then I won't look. My painting is not finished yet. I don't want anyone to see it like that. What are you painting? What I see. That sounds interesting. That it does. Ellias smiled all of a sudden. It was a heartwarming and shy smile, as if my simple words made him happy for a moment. Thank you, Nemo. I can't finish this painting for a long time. Something is constantly changing, and I cannot get a hold of the moment to capture it on canvas. It seems like he was really serious about his art. I didn't really understand what he meant by Elias. His torment proved that my guess was right. I don't know what I just read there. My brain just decided to switch off, and I don't know why. Living in constant darkness, he was able to feel the colors of the world that I could not see. Sorry for asking, but how can you tell which paint you are using? By the taste, obviously! Is that the evidence that I'm blind? Not at all. If Yakov hadn't told me in advance, I would never have guessed. Elias smiled gently. I was joking. Different paints have relief markings of different shapes. Interesting. So I can differ colors by the same sense of touch, and when I need to mix them, I just rely on my intuition. I learned that when I was still able to see. See, like I said, some blind people start off being able to see and go blind later in life. It happens. And how did you... Please don't ask me about that. His lips started trembling and I felt like I did something despicable. Sorry, listen, you should have a pack of cigarettes in your pocket. Helga needs them right now. I did have something like that, perhaps. Yakov slipped it in when I was changing my clothes. See, like I said, Yakov's an idiot. He just doesn't want to admit it. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else, but really, he's dumb as dirt. So you know about it. Is it something Yakov always does? More often than not. He doesn't trust anyone, and he looks for a catch in everything. However, sometimes his suspicion can be very useful. I guess somewhere deep inside he can distinguish his fantasies from reality. Do you need the pack of cigarettes? Yeah, Helga needs it. Oliver took it. Of course! Why wouldn't he? He said that I shouldn't dabble in such things. At the time, I didn't know he was talking about cigarettes. Thank you for your help. I'll be looking for Oliver. Yeah, of course I will. Elias nodded and just froze. Perhaps he was waiting for me to leave the room so that he could continue expressing his world on canvas. That pack of cigarettes was just impossible to get hands on. In such a short time period, it managed to travel to the hands of almost every soldier in the barracks. Almost like the plot demanded it. Without delay, I went out into the hall. I almost thought it said I went out into hell. Straight into hell. Already visited the manager. Locked. Oliver! Oh, Oliver. Not going in there. Oh, bullshit. We will go wherever. Yakov is still in the room. He was carefully examining his bed. I told you there's nothing there. He turned around. Oh, crap. It seems you're angry with me, aren't you? Have you found the pack of cigarettes? Is Elias alive? His words were full of irony that drove me mad. Would you be disappointed? No, but I would make some conclusions. Why don't you appreciate your comrades? What is so suspicious about me in particular? You don't even know a thing about me. Yakov approached me and smiled, but his smile was caused rather by spite than joy. Exactly. I don't know anything about you. Nobody knows anything about you. Don't you find it quite mysterious? Furthermore, your pretty face doesn't suit your excessive earnestness that much. And that also raises a few questions. I pursed my lips. Maybe he was right. I observed the situation only from my own perspective. However, something about Yakov wouldn't leave me indifferent. It wasn't about his behavior, it was something deeper, his nature. I want to learn more about myself too. Then it's about time you started doing that. Perhaps your feelings will help you find the answers. Yakov turned his back to me and headed to the desk. Okay, well. I guess that's it for you. Bye. I am leaving. Alright. Where's this room over here on the side? Okay, well, I found the library again. I forgot I'd been in here before. I almost forgot that for a second. Before I could put my foot over the threshold leading to the library, I was staring at Oliver's tough stomach. No, tough is a bit of an exaggeration. There I was going to start looking for you. I see if managed to get your uniform. Well done. We will start the drill training soon. You will have to take part in it as well. Drill training? Of course. We are at war after all. We have to be strong for that. We need to train a lot, more than ever. Oliver stared, smiling, and stroked his stomach. Nobody would tell me a word about the war, or about the world. What happened? Walking slightly from one foot to another, Oliver was staring at me silently. Actually, there is nothing to tell. We are living on a small continent. It's almost like an island. They say the rest of the lands were flooded after the glaciers had melted. Terrestrial poles sort of shifted. At least that's what I've heard. The remaining human population was not that big. The remaining terrorists were not that large either, so a conflict broke out. Some want our society to develop, and some just want to live peacefully. It's impossible for those two ideas to coexist, because they contradict each other. Well, that doesn't matter. What ideas? Whose side are you on? Oliver shifted on his feet once again and furrowed his brow. We want to build a new future. There are many posters around you, as you can see. Propaganda posters, okay? But don't worry, we will win really soon, and the world will change for the better. Yeah, for you. But how do you know it's better for all? That's my question. What kind of development? Who are our enemies? Oliver's face looked sad, as if he didn't want to answer that question. Don't worry, our general often arranges trips to the headquarters to maintain the fighting spirit. They will be able to find a better answer to this question. The commander asked me to not disturb you with this for now. Once you get used to everything, you will learn everything. Why? If I'm one of your soldiers, then I won't be afraid of the truth because I agree with it from the very beginning. Yeah, let's shut him up. And what if you're one of our soldiers? And what if you're not one of our soldiers? Then I would still know. I wouldn't be fighting without knowing what I am fighting for, right? For some time, a long silence fell between us. Oliver hid his hands behind his back. Considering his carefree attitude, he was feeling quite comfortable while I was torn to pieces by questions. There's a despicable truth being hidden here that they don't want to come clean on. It's kind of like when you catch Jehovah's Witnesses up and ask them about Joseph Smith, and they don't really want to answer a whole lot of questions about Joseph Smith. They just kind of like side skirt the question and try to like think that like, oh, he's not that important. Don't worry about him. When you know more about him, you know exactly why they don't want to talk about him. It kind of breaks the entire religion down. So if you add that context to this is dark. The fact that he's hiding the whole purpose behind this war is dark. I don't like any of this. We must rebel. Anarchy for life, y'all. Oliver visited Wagner's office. He was keeping his mouth shut because of the commander's orders. My amnesia and ignorance were Wagner's trump cards, and most likely he knew how to use them. I didn't want to be a puppet in his play, but I knew it was too risky to make decisions at the time like this. It was hard to predict how the people I barely knew would behave. Keep your chin up, Nemo. Believe me, your questions are nothing compared to what our nearest future holds. Everything will be fine. I'm calling bullshit on that phrase. Everything's not gonna be fine. You don't know it, you don't have any evidence, and I don't know what you're keeping from me. So, no trust. None. Go to the dorm and make up your bed, and don't forget to wash your face to refresh yourself, and then we will gather together. I haven't received the bed sheets yet. First, I need to bring a pack of cigarettes to Helga. You probably shouldn't be telling Oliver that. Elias told me you took it.
Yes, I did. He shouldn't smoke. Smoking is bad for anyone, including Helga, but she doesn't listen to me. I gave cigarettes to Wolfgang. He should pass them to her if he hasn't forgotten yet.
I sighed with relief. Now I can finally go back to Helga. Most likely she had already got them back. And I'll go get my bed linen. Where should I go afterwards?
I'll be waiting in our dormitory. I made sure you got your own bed. You can rest there for a little while. I'll be waiting for...
Fucking hell, I can't read.
I'll be waiting in our dormitory. I made sure you got your own bed. You can rest there a little while meeting the others.
I didn't feel like I should tell him how I managed to meet residents of the barracks while hunting down the cigarettes, so I just left the library. Awkwardly, he's like, bye! I'm good. It's fine. I don't need to tell you everything. Turned around the corner and stopped. The entrance to the linen room was blocked by the soldier I saw during the interrogation. He was walking from side to side without paying attention to anything. Must be the cocaine kicking in. He's got the sweats, the jitters. He's trying to eat the pencil. Back then he seemed focused and tense, but this time he was walking in panic while clutching to his notebook tight. He was wrinkling his forehead, narrowing his eyelids, and mumbling. You must be Wolfgang. I am Wolfgang. My name is Wolfgang. Wolfgang. Dude, you don't have to talk to me. You can actually just leave. That was when the soldier noticed my presence. First, he flinched, then he looked around and made 2 steps back while at it. He was turning his gaze from me to his notebook, and then from the notebook to me. You alright? Instead of answering, Wolfgang turned his back to me and stuck his nose into the notebook. What in the world is happening? Yeah, he's got social anxiety, dude. Just calm down. Who are you? You were present during the interrogation this morning, weren't you? I'm Nemo. Do you remember? Slowly, Wolfgang turned to me and straightened his shoulders. What do you want? His behavior and questions were surprising me more and more with each second. I need cigarettes. If you haven't got them to Helga yet, I can do that myself. That'd be best for the best, I guess. I could hear the pages rustle. Wolfgang burrowed his head into the notebook even deeper. I almost thought he was listening to me until he suddenly started mumbling. It says here it's on the right pocket. Whose right pocket? I'm assuming yours, but I can't be for certain. He reached into his pocket while continuing to read, and he pulled out the ill-fated pack of cigarettes. Yay! It looked all worn out and crumpled. Its challenging journey of being passed from hand to hand between Helga's comrades had left evident damage on it. She'll still smoke it. She's an addict. Is that it? If I say no, what are you gonna do? Yes, thank you. Wolfgang didn't answer and just passed me while reading his mysterious text carefully. What happened to him? Why was he acting like that? I still had a lot to learn. Their quirks made me ask unnecessary questions that were standing in my way between me and the search for my past. There were too many mysteries and absolutely no answers. Well, don't worry, we'll get to the answers at some point. Helga was sitting at the table with her hands crossed, and she was examining the phone half-heartedly. My presence didn't cause any reaction from her. It even took her some time to look up. I approached her and handed her the pack of cigarettes. Here, you've asked me to bring these. She took it reluctantly and turned from side to side in front of her eyes. Where did you fish it from? What the hell? That's my question too. What happened? I don't know. Probably nothing good. Hilga didn't answer, sprang to her feet, and ran up to the window while she was desperately trying to figure out what was going on outside. We could already hear people shouting in the hall. Form a line, quickly! Oh, sorry, that was Oliver.
Form a line, quickly!
Oliver silhouetted showed in the doorway for a split second. Helga reacted at once. Still, without explaining anything, she leaped up to me, grabbed me tightly by my shoulders, and pushed me into the hallway. Oh, fuck yeah. Be my dummy mommy. Everyone seems thrilled. All the soldiers who I had honored to meet that day formed a line. The only one missing was Elias. Probably because he couldn't find it. I'm a horrible person. I'm going to hell for that. I was standing at the very end next to Hans. For a split second, every soldier who had there turned their gaze to me. I could see suspicion in their eyes. The sound of the siren would not stop. I was getting more and more nervous by the second. Why is everyone so quiet? What's going on? Just before I could ask the question aloud, Oliver showed from around the corner. He looked a bit tense, but his voice sounded confident and serious.
We're under attack! They blew up the northern wall and through it. About 11 men broke through into the permanent camp territory. Nobody expected that. We weren't ready. A dozen soldiers were sent to the site of the explosion. There is a threat of an attack from the southern wall. Elias is contacting the intelligence department right now. Things don't look good. Forces are uneven.
That sounds fantastic.
You have a minute to get ready, and later we will gather in the strategy room. Elias will be waiting for you there. He will explain our strategy, and we will stick to it firmly. There is not much time, so we still strictly follow the instructions.
Everyone was silent and just listening intently. Perhaps they were called a special squad for a good reason, even though I hadn't noticed any outstanding skills among them at first sight.
It's all in our hands now. This battle will show who has the advantage in force. Any questions?
Rough.
What will we do, Nemo? What will we do with Nemo? What if he is a traitor? Nemo will fight with us. We can't make any conclusions right now.
And the commander?
He is with the rest of the soldiers right now.
Nobody spoke another word. Oliver nodded, and we started preparing hastily, and then we rushed to the basement room, and he told us about it. We're just gonna go down there, put our head between our knees, and kiss our asses goodbye, apparently. The ceiling in the room was quite low. Helga and Wolfgang even had to bow their heads slightly to avoid hitting the beams that were sticking out. Elias leaned over the table in the center and was running two of his fingers over the map that was lying there. He lifted his head when all of us barged into the room. There's an ambush near our camp. Come here. I will show you our plan. We closed around Elias, and that was when I noticed the relief on the map. No wonder even a blind person can read it. At the moment, we are attacked by 11 men. They blew up the northern wall right here. Here. This wall. It'd have to be this way, obviously. That's where we have sent our soldiers. Our commander is with them. Moreover, our intelligence has reported just in time that there is an ambush behind the southern wall. Over here, I'm assuming. There are at least 30 enemies there. Okay, yeah, there it is. We have other 28 soldiers. You mean another? Our forces are uneven. 100 of our soldiers have left the camp in the morning, and our enemy has figured that out somehow and used this opportunity to attack. I am not responsible for any of this. Nobody look at me. No. What? Where did they go?
Now, Nemo. There is no time. Continue, Elias.
But we have to explain to him. He might start doubting us. Ah, damn it. What bad timing.
Yes, indeed. Bad timing, of course. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Some of them are at agitational trip at the headquarters, and some of them are scouting. Nobody really stays here for long, except for us, and up until today, nobody managed to discover this camp. We thought it wouldn't be that easy. That explanation made me angry. Are you not afraid to leave your camp empty and completely unguarded without... What about the supplies? Weapons? What if they are found and destroyed?
Don't talk nonsense. We keep everything in the basement. There are many of them. You can only get there through our barracks.
I wouldn't be so sure. Perfect timing, I see. Another explosion has thundered outside. Most likely they blew up the southern wall. We need to hurry. Let's listen to what Elias has to say. The rest can wait. We all leaned over the map once again. Let's consider that the enemy broke through both sides, in the north and south. But I am concerned that there might be another ambush in the west and east, and there will be another attack. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I've talked to the commander, but at the moment they have the advantage, and a significant one. The commander is waiting for reinforcements. Is that it? Then why in the hell have they gathered here? We could have been fighting already. Elias remained calm. He was looking right in front of himself, and his fingers were twitching as he was running them over the map, as if he looked for something. No. I've told you already. We should expect another attack from the west and the east for now. These are just my speculations. Sending soldiers there will be unreasonable. For now, 3 of you should go to help for the northern wall, and the other 3 should help at the southern. I guess I have to choose now.
Wait, what about the rest?
Nemo, Hans, and I will go to the radio cabin, and I will send a message to the headquarters. Oh. So we're just going to go from here all the way over here. I don't see a problem with that. Yep, thank you for that. Oliver, give me the key. You shouldn't have locked the doors here today.
How could I know?
Oliver started juggling the keys around. One of them held out to Elias. Nemo will be watching the eastern wall. If the enemy attacks from there, the first thing they are going to destroy is the radio cabin. Hans will put me through the headquarters, and I will deliver a message. I wonder if the commander is going to intentionally let them pass through the east wall just to see if Nemo does anything about it. Like, if he alerts us, then he has amnesia. If he doesn't, well, he's definitely a no-good, dirty, rotten spy. I know this game. My ex-girlfriend used to play it all the time. That's why she's next. You can't fool me, game. After that, all 3 of us will join you. And what should we do about the western wall? What if they really attacked from there? For now, we won't do anything. At the moment, those are just my assumptions. Just keep that in mind. Our plan might change on the way. There is another thing the commander wanted to ask us all. Yeah, let's keep quiet for a bit. Don't die. Not one of you. I only promise to try. The silence that had fallen over for a while was disrupted by Helga. She banged the table with her fist using all her strength, and then furrowed her brow, either from pain or anger. Fuck yeah, that's hot. Damn it! You can do whatever you want, but I won't stay here for any longer. I'm going up outside. I'm a soldier, and will stay on one until the end of the war, even if I don't live long enough to see it. That's what rough. Come on, man. Stop, bro. Stop.
Oh, my dear girl, I'm always with you.
Ruff showed a dazzling smile and put her arms around Helga's waist, which made Helga's expression even darker. When I heard Ruff say that, I accidentally noticed Wolfgang's intense gaze watching them from behind his notebook. We could hear the sound of heavy steps and tinkling, what? In the room. Oliver showed up in the doorway and he was smiling cheerfully for some reason. I hadn't even noticed his absence.
I opened the armory. Take the gear, but only take yours. Wolfgang, Doris, and Yakov will go to the northern wall. Ruff, Helga, and I will go to the southern one. Nemo, Hans, and Elias will go to the radio cabin. The rest will deal with on site. No heroics from you this time, Elias. Follow the commander's orders.
Elias nodded subtly. Helga was the first one to leave, and Ruff hurried behind her.
Yakov, Nemo has no weapon. Borrow him one of your revolvers. We will think of something else for him later.
Him? Yakov pointed his finger at me and looked at Oliver with a slight sneer. He might be the very reason behind this attack, and you want me to let him maybe even kill all of us with one of my own weapons? Oliver's expression became miserable.
We've agreed that we won't make any premature conclusions.
There was no one left in the room except for Yakov, Oliver, and me. What were those two doing when there was no time to waste? Debating? Even someone like me, wasn't a real soldier, felt irritated that they couldn't make up their minds quickly. I've already told you that I'm not a traitor. I don't know anybody and I don't remember anything. I haven't even had a single opportunity to send any messages. I was in plain sight all the time. Yakov pursed his lips, narrowed his eyelids, and only poked the revolver in my chest through gritted teeth. Just remember, I have another one, and I won't hesitate if I find out that you were lying. I'll believe you for now. Take it. Ooh. Well, why is this an important choice? Of course I'm taking the revolver. Thank you for trusting me. He doesn't trust you. I took the revolver in my hands and looked at it from all sides. Do you know how to use it? Not a clue. I think I'll manage. Actually, I do know how to use a gun. He nodded and watched me tucking it under the belt behind my back, with sadness in his eyes. He's gonna really miss that revolver. Oh, are those nuns? Wait, are we at a war against the religious? Maybe I do trust these people after all. Hans's worried face appeared in the doorway. Nemo, let's go. We will protect Elias. Oliver and Yakov exchanged looks, and we all ran out from the barracks. Oh my gosh. Wow. The sky grew dark, and everything around us was covered in clouds of smoke and dust that was flying in the air. We could hear screams and bullets whizzing nearby, and human silhouettes were flashing around like mere shadows. My heart was beating madly, and I saw the world double. I forgot where I was and which side I was on. Suddenly, someone laid their hand on my shoulder, pulling me out of my stupor. Elias. Nemo, let's go! As strange as it was, his calm voice made me come back to my senses and pull myself together. Where should we go? Follow me. Saying that quietly, he darted off right into the cloud of smoke. I rushed after him. I didn't expect such dexterity from a blind soldier. I saw Hans come into view somewhere to my right. He was waving his hands and yelling, "Take care of Elias!" Elias's white uniform was gradually fading into the gray smoke clouds. I was afraid to lose sight of him afraid of his carelessness. Afraid that he could get shot. The sand was blinding me. I was narrowing my eyelids and covering my eyes with my sleeve. Another explosion made me shiver. I started running a bit faster. Elias was getting less and less visible. The next moment, another sound joined the shrieks and the roaring guns. It was so close. Elias screamed, "Hans!" I saw him dashing from one side to another. Right next to him, another dark spot was spinning around him. An enemy? I rushed to the rescue without hesitation, but I stumbled at once and painfully fell on my side. Something was clutching my ankle. I tried jerking my leg, but the grip was getting stronger. Worthless scum! I raised myself upon my elbows and I looked towards the source of the words. Oh. Hi. How's it going? You're not looking so good. There was a man lying at my feet. Half of his face was covered in blood, mixed with dirt and dust. In his eyes, I could see disgust, hatred, and fear. How can we wipe you lot out? You're multiplying over and over. We don't have enough forces. Multiplying over and over? What the His voice was hoarse, and he was breathing heavily. The hand that was clutching me was the only limb that he had left. The soldier was barely alive, but against the background of his dirty face, the whites of his eyes were blazing with hatred, and I couldn't take my eyes from them despite myself. Once again, I could hear someone fighting behind me. Elias. I kicked the enemy with the heel of my boot with all my strength I could gather. The grip got weaker, but I still couldn't free my leg. I started jerking about again. Die already, come on! Suddenly, my wish was granted. My leg was finally free. Hans was towering over the enemy cautiously looked right at me. His hands were clenched into fists. You okay, Nemo? Exhaling, I unwillingly shifted my gaze at the defeated enemy. He was lying on his stomach. His palm was still limply resting on my leg, and his head was unnaturally twisted to the left. Elias! He is fighting someone. Hans flinched and dashed forward. I didn't waste time either. I don't know what's going to happen. My bruised elbows were burning from pain, but wrath was urging me forward. Is everyone going to be okay? I noticed Elias when Hans and I got really close. He was lying on his back and tried pushing the enemy who was clutching his neck with both hands away with his cane. Hans got to them first. Without any hesitation, he grabbed the unaware enemy by his head, and with a firm movement, he sharply twisted it to the right side. Crunch. The man's body got weak, and his hands were just hanging limply. Right after that, we could hear Elias's loud, dry cough. Hans helped him up while I was watching the scene around me with terror. Death, one after another. I was overpowered by mixed feelings. They were hard to grasp or analyze. Followed Hans and Elias after a few steps. We approached a wooden building. Elias passed the keys to Hans, and he unlocked the door. And that's where we're going to end things for now. Let me know what you guys thought in the comment section down below or over our Discord server. Yeah, that was intense. That was an intense scene, and it's still going on if you can hear it. So, can't wait to play this again. I'll be playing it either next week or in a couple weeks. Probably in a couple weeks. I don't know, because I also have another visual novel, Synergia, to play through as well. So, if you guys want to check that out, that'll be releasing next week at the same time, if I remember. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content like this. Also, if you really enjoyed it, leave a super like, or check the link in the description below for Ko-fi and Patreon and support the channel that way as well. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed it, feel free to show me some love down below by hitting the like button, and don't forget to check out the annotations for more videos. And I will see you in the next video.